My name is Sharon Walker, and I attend the second service at Mount Nebo, and I'm going to be speaking on the giant of jealousy today. My story started on December 23rd, 2014. I had worked for the same company for 31 years, and we had a big project that had to be finished that day, and I stayed late to do it. And I was putting a 40-pound roll of vinyl back on a storage rack and slipped and fell. And when I did, I hit my head, the top of my head on the wall. It started out that I just had like a really bad stiff neck for a couple weeks. And by about the beginning of February, I started having numbness running down from my neck down my left arm. So I thought I had a pinched nerve, and I went to see a chiropractor. On the second visit to see the chiropractor, he sat me down and told me that he thought this was a problem that was more than he was going to be able to take care of. He referred me to an orthopedic doctor, an orthopedic neck doctor that I went to see, and we tried physical therapy, we tried medication, we tried epidural injections, and nothing seemed to work. As it turns out, I had compressed the C4, C5, C5, C6, and C6, C7 vertebrae in my neck and had to have surgery on all three levels. It was a workers' comp claim, so it took almost 2 years before the surgery got approved. And of course, in 2 years' time, things kept getting worse. So finally, I got to have the surgery, and it was a lot better after the surgery. My surgeon and my attorney both advised me to try to find a less physical job because I was doing a lot of lifting. So, and like I said, I worked for the same company for 31 years, so that wasn't very easy to just go find another job. So I started looking, and I started applying for jobs. Hadn't heard anything. And then the company that I was working for started a new policy where they were going to post job openings and allow people within the company to apply for the jobs before they hired somebody from outside. And a job came open in the office that I thought would be the perfect opportunity for both me and the company. I would be able to have my 31 years experience and still work for the company and have a less physical job, so I wouldn't have to go look for another job. I applied for the job, and they did not even interview me for the job. So they hired somebody from the outside who had absolutely no experience, and I know that I was more qualified than that person for the job. And that is where the jealousy came in. I wasn't jealous towards the person that they hired. I didn't even know the guy. It wasn't his fault at all. But I was angry and I was jealous because I thought that this was the perfect opportunity to help solve my problem and allow me to still work for the company with my experience. And as it turned out, they would not accommodate me. So I started getting frustrated, had no idea what I was gonna do. My attorney was actually at the point where we were on the verge of filing papers for disability because I was not physically able to do my job anymore. And we were a union shop. At the same time that all of this was happening, our contract was up. We were negotiating a new contract. And it didn't go very well. It didn't turn out very well. But with all of that going on, the business agent for the union that we belonged to found out that he was going to be moving up to a higher position, moving up to the international level. And at that same time, he asked me if I would be interested in running for his position, which was an elected position. I wasn't sure at first because that wasn't the direction I had been going in. I had been looking for jobs doing the same type of work that I had been doing. Never even thought about going outside of the box, but I did. And I ran for the position, and I ended up winning the election. I had 2-1 votes over the gentleman that ran against me. And I got voted in, and I was the first female business agent or any elected position in the Sheet Metal Workers Local 24 Union. So what started out as a really bad experience turned completely around in a way that I never thought that it would. I prayed about it. I prayed that God would help me through it and help me through, these feelings that I was feeling. I was miserable physically and emotionally, with the jealousy and the anger and having to go to work every day in pain while all this was going on. And I just prayed that God would get me through it. And when I didn't know where to turn or what was going to happen next, a door opened, an opportunity opened, and I know that prayer and God had everything to do with that.